Welcome to Learning Tuesday. I'm Carolyn Matiski, Learning and Development Manager for the Research Foundation, and I'm pleased to introduce today's program, Sponsored Programs Lifecycle. This is a special program that's been the effort of many people, and I want to thank them for their time and energy. You are about to view a skit which originated at an RF New Employee Orientation, and the script was created by the talented team at the University at Albany. So I owe a big thank you to Robin Steve and Jerry Gorloff and the many people on their teams. Thanks to the actors that graciously accepted these acting roles and brought the script to life. Lori Amodio, Amy Coates, Alexa Coppola, Lynn Graham, Janita Howe, Marie McDowell, Cam Medina, Robert Mason, and Tanya Waite. Thanks to the Viking Video crew too. I want to welcome today's panel from the RF Central Office. We are joined by Ms. Justine Gordon, Director of Grants and Contracts Administration, as well as Jerry Gorloff, University at Albany's Associate Director of the Office of Award Management Services. You'll also see Jerry in the role of Gary, the Grant Administrator. We encourage you to use the chat feature today through Livestream to ask questions and interact with the full audience. Without further ado, I'll turn it over to Justine and Jerry, who are from the Central Office, to begin today's program. Thanks.
Hello, I'm Justine Gordon, Director of Grants and Contracts Administration at the Research Foundation for SUNY Central Office.
And I'm Jerry Gorloff, Associate Director for Grants and Contracts at UAlbany. Thanks for joining us for today's presentation on Sponsored Programs Administration Lifecycle. Today we'll be following the adventures of Professor Indiana Jones as he works with the Sponsored Programs colleagues to fund his research on the long-term psychological effects of living over 200 years. From identifying funding and preparing a proposal to managing and closing the award, viewers today should gain a better understanding of all the moving parts of the life cycle.
Before we watch, it might be helpful to go through the pieces of the Sponsored Programs Lifecycle one by one to help frame the activities. Let's start with the beginning, finding funding. So to identify funding and proposal preparation, once a principal investigator, a PI, develops an idea for a project, the RF helps seek out and secure funding and advises PIs about sponsor agency rules, regulations, and procedures. In some cases, the faculty member may already have an idea of funding source. Other times, more effort is necessary to track down a good fit. Next, you prepare and submit the proposal. When a PI is ready to prepare a proposal for funding, the RF assists in several key areas. Budgeting, RF-sponsored program staff provide advice on how to calculate some of the project costs and how to understand which costs can or cannot be included. RF staff can also help the PI make sure that all items listed in the budget are reasonable and allowable and are allocated specifically to the project. Developing the proposal narrative. RF-sponsored program staff are available to review proposal drafts, offer feedback, and suggest revisions that might strengthen the proposal. RF staff will communicate with the PI and staff about any revisions required. So the next step is submitting the proposal. The staff can help the PI review the proposal to make sure it's complete, accurate, and complies with all relevant requirements, paying close attention to things like forms required by the sponsor, formatting even, and any specific information required by the funding source. Appropriate internal approvals are obtained, and then, as SUNY's authorized representative, the RF submits the proposal to the sponsor. So next, you come to award acceptance and setup. Under its relationship with SUNY, the RF receives all funds awarded by sponsors to support research projects on SUNY campuses. Once a proposal has been selected for funding by a sponsor, RF-sponsored program staff negotiate and accept the formal award documents on behalf of PIs in the campuses. This involves examining the details of the proposed agreement, including the award amount, the start and end dates of the grant, reporting requirements, and other deliverables. The goal is to ensure that these items conform to RF and SUNY policies and procedures and comply with all applicable state and federal regulations. After the award is accepted, sponsored program staff create an account for the project in the RF's business system. The RF uses this account to process human resources, grants administration, and purchasing or payable transactions. We use the system to track project expenditures and generate financial reports for sponsors.
While PIs focus on their research, the RF handles the behind-the-scenes work required to keep the project running. Of course, all in close coordination with the PI and any other appropriate staff. We bill sponsors for payment. We hire people to work on the project. We buy equipment and supplies, also run the payroll for the project while managing the project's finances, working with the PI on modifications as necessary, and identifying, disclosing, and protecting any intellectual property created during the project. There are also various activities associated with closing out a sponsored project or award. There are usually reporting obligations to the sponsor, financial reconciliations, forms, and reports for the institution, and account closeout tasks which must be completed. And let's not forget about audit. During and even after a sponsored program's period of performance, a sponsor may come in and audit activities. These activities may be programmatic, administrative, or both. To ensure compliance, you should of course review and follow the sponsor's requirements stipulated in the award. The RF audit team is here to assist with anything that might be needed along the way. Now, let's watch the life cycle in action.
The principal investigator, Indiana Jones, also known as P.I. Jones, from the psychology department, has recently been asked to publish an article in the American Psychological Association journal on his recently developed breakthrough analytical tool to measure emotional effects of extreme longevity on the human body. Coincidentally, the LifeGen Research Institute has developed a reversible product which reverses the mechanisms of aging and has completed the human trials testing. LifeGen has now issued a request for proposal, RFP, to research the long-term psychological effects of allowing humans to live to a maximum lifespan of 221 years. They hope that there are no negative effects so that they can confidently market their product worldwide. Does anyone know where the PI should go initially to begin this process? The first step is to reach out to Rhonda, the research administrator, in the Pre-Award and Compliance Services Office for assistance, and Rhonda will engage with her appropriate colleagues across the campus depending on the specific circumstances.
Help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda, help me, Rhonda.
Hi, Dr. Jones. How can I help you?
Oh, hello. Call me Indy. I'm planning to submit a proposal in January, and being new to the university, I'm looking for guidance on how the process works here. So you were listed as my research administrator. I checked that out on the website, so I thought I'd start with you.
Welcome to the university, Indy. I'm very happy to meet you. Let me start by giving you an overview of the proposal and submission process and how we can assist you along the way. You found me on the website, so that's a great start. We've made much of the information you will need to complete your proposals available on our website to help make the process easier for you and other PIs. I can show you around on the site later if you like. There is a fact sheet listing information that is needed to complete a proposal for submission, such as our indirect cost rates, IDC, the fringe benefit rates, DUNS number, and tax ID. The website also includes links to a number of sites that list funding opportunities, but let's start with the opportunity that you have now.
Now that sounds like a plan.
If you provide me with the RFP, it will help me review your proposal for accuracy in adhering to sponsor guidelines and ensure you are including all the necessary documentation. I'll confirm that the Research Foundation is registered with the sponsor, and if you also need to be registered, I can help you with that as well.
Okay, swell. Here's the RFP. I brought it with me.
Oh, great. Thank you. Have you registered with the sponsor before?
I did at my previous institution.
That makes it easy. You'll just need to log in and change your affiliated institution to UAlbany, and you'll be all set.
All right, will do. You know, it's been quite a while since I prepared a proposal for them, LifeGen, and I'm not sure I remember everything. You know, I think I need a LifeGen reversible tab.
You and me both. Not a problem, though. The guidelines are generally pretty clear, and I'm here if you have any questions along the way. We just ask that you have the final proposal completed 5 business days prior to the deadline so that we have ample time to review it, approve it, and submit it. However, I encourage you to send a draft budget to me as early as possible, particularly because you're new to the university, so that I can assist you with institution-specific expenses, such as the various personnel categories and fringe rates, along with the appropriate indirect cost rate. If you are including any subcontractors, we'll need to know much earlier so there's enough time to coordinate budgets and obtain all of the required documentation.
At this point, no subcontractors. I don't think, no.
Cool beans. Makes my job a lot easier. So can you tell me a little bit about the project? For instance, will the research conducted be based on or use any intellectual property or patents that you previously developed?
Well, no patents to date, but I do plan to use my new breakthrough tool to analyze and measure emotional and psychic effects of extreme longevity on the body. For example, did you know if I took one reversatol tablet a day, I'll never again lose my glasses?
Wow.
Anyway, I'm just about to submit an article for publication with the American Psychological Association Journal.
Oh, that's terrific, Indy. It's always wonderful to get that validation and recognition from a peer-reviewed journal. I'd like to have you engage with our technology transfer office before you submit your article for publication. If your breakthrough tool is patentable, publishing it or using it in sponsored research before submitting a patent application may prevent you from obtaining a patent and could cost both you and the university a fortune in the long run.
So, of course, we wouldn't want that to happen, but I was used to publishing. You know, publishing first, and then thinking about disclosing any type of possible invention afterward.
Yes, indeed. Let me put you in touch with Tanya, the Tech Transfer Director, so that she can evaluate whether your technology is right for a patent application. In the meantime, can you please tell me a little bit more about your research proposal? Will there be any animals or human subjects?
No animals, but we will be analyzing data from human subjects, of course.
Then I can provide you with contact information for our Institutional Review Board, also referred to here as IRB, because you'll want to reach out and familiarize yourself with the process for submitting a protocol or a request for exemption. You will need to complete this prior to the award being made. Carly, our compliance administrator, would be happy to assist you as well.
Great. That's Carly, and that's good to know.
Good. One last thing, you will need to submit your proposal for internal institutional approvals prior to my submitting it formally to the sponsor. This is completed through our electronic proposal system called PAX Grants Module. It's new. You can sign up for training for that on our website. I can show you where to do so. Also, part of this process will have you certify that you are in compliance with our institutional financial conflict of interest policy. Carly can answer any questions regarding this, and you can find the form on our webpage. Carly can show you where to find that as well.
Following up on their initial meeting, Rhonda sends an email introducing Indy to Tanya Tech Transfer and to Carly Compliance Administrator. Indy and Tanya Tech Transfer set up a meeting to discuss Indy's breakthrough tool.
Hi, Dr. Jones, welcome.
Hey.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
It's very nice to meet you. I understand that you have a breakthrough discovery that might be a patentable invention. In Tech Transfer, we aim to help academic inventions positively impact the public good here. Looking at this graphic here, you can see that the technology transfer process starts with you at the top as the inventor when you make a discovery. You disclose it to our office, and then we evaluate the marketability and protectability of your discovery. Following the evaluation, your invention may be legally protected as intellectual property, and then we would follow the other steps listed in the process to get your technology to the market. In order to evaluate your discovery, would you please tell me a little bit about the development of your breakthrough tool?
Well, you see, I had an ingenious idea on how to improve upon existing tools that I was using in my lab to analyze emotional effects of this extra longevity on the body. And no tools yet exist for analyzing these kind of effects. So this is really a first-of-a-kind type of invention, I think. I mentioned that I was developing a tool for this purpose in a conference presentation that I gave just about a year ago, but I haven't told anybody about any of the details. And yet recently I was invited to publish an article of this new tool with the American Psychological Association Journal.
That's excellent. I'm so glad we're talking before you've made a public disclosure. If you had disclosed the details of your tool at the conference presentation, we wouldn't be able to file a patent application now because we're beyond the 1-year grace period allowed by the U.S. Patent Office. In addition, many countries in the world don't even offer a grace period, and any public disclosure will serve to bar the grant of a patent, which potentially result in millions of dollars in lost revenues. From what you've told me so far, it sounds like your invention might be patentable. So I'll start the patent application process and make sure Rhonda includes this application in your proposal to LifeGen as background intellectual property. If you ever have any questions about this or any other potential inventions, please just give me a call. I'm here anytime.
Time passes during which Dr. Jones and Rhonda work together to finalize the budget, and the PI completes all of the proposal documents. Dr. Jones obtains internal institutional approval for his proposal. He also completes PACS, training, and certifies his compliance with the institutional financial conflict of interest policy.
Carly?
Hi.
Hey,
Come on in, Dr. Jones.
thank you.
Hi, good to see you. Pleasure to meet you. I understand that you submitted a proposal for funding and you're looking to obtain some human subject approval for your research.
Thank you so much, Carly, for meeting with me. I'm very, very eager to get started, so remind me as to what I need to do to submit a human subject protocol.
So you would submit a protocol submission form, and in the form provide clear and complete descriptions of what the human subjects will be asked to do. The IRB will also need copies of all materials that will be given to the subjects, including surveys and any other data collection instruments that you have. The IRB will also review your protocol and associated materials so that we can assess the activities just to make sure that they're appropriate and they're in a manner that respects the rights of the individuals. One aspect of the protocol, which is probably the most important aspect, is going to be the informed consent process. So with this process, you're going to need to explain the research to the participants, including any risks, benefits, costs, anything that's associated with the research, so that they can make a decision for themselves, an informed decision, so that they can determine whether or not they want to continue in your study.
Do you by chance have a sample protocol I could use?
There are actually some guidance, some tips that are out there that you can access through our website. If you have any questions while you're writing the protocol, and of course, if you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to call me. I'm here to help with anything that you need.
Hey, thanks. You know I will.
After some changes to the informed consent language were made so that the human subject participants would better understand what they were agreeing to, Dr. Jones submits the protocol to the IRB. The IRB reviewed the protocol and approved it. Once that was done, Dr. Jones only needed to hear back from the sponsor.
Hey, Rhonda, I have great news. I received an email from the sponsor saying that the project looks promising, but they're requesting some changes. They don't believe it will take 3 full-time research scientists at $80,000 each to perform the analysis I need. And they also think that it may actually take longer to get the results, which I think I agree with. Plus, they need us to resubmit with the changes by the end of the week in order for them to reconsider my proposal. I mean, my goodness, I have to revise the research plan, and I won't have time to do that and revise the budget.
No problem, Dr. Jones. It's okay. Just forward the email to me and identify how you want to change the salary lines and the revised length of the study, and I can make the budget revisions for you. Then I'll resubmit to the sponsor for you once all of our documents are revised.
I do have one more thing, though. Okay? LifeGen's also sent me a non-disclosure agreement, and in my old institution, I would sign it. But do you know to whom I should talk to about that?
Yes, well, why don't you forward me the document, and I will review it with our technology transfer office to make sure the clauses are all acceptable to the university. I'll let you know what I find out or if they want to meet with you about it at some point.
It sounds like a plan. Will do.
With all the details in place, the revised submission is accepted and the project is awarded for $1 million over 3 years, contingent upon continued progress.
Okay, I can't believe it, but now the real work begins. Rhonda, when will I have an award number? Because I really would like to start charging against the award.
Congratulations, Dr. Jones. Can you please forward your IRB approval for the human subject portion of the project? We'll need to verify the approval for setting up your award in Oracle. That's our software system. As soon as it's all set up, you'll receive an email with the account number. Now let me introduce you to Gary, the grant administrator, who will be your primary post-award contact. He's awesome.
Hey, hi Gary. I need to purchase some supplies and video recorders for evaluation interviews, and I just need to know Albany's process.
Well, to make sure purchasing has all the details they need, you just need to submit a completed purchase requisition with the product details and attach a printout of the product specifications. Send a requisition with the print attached to me, and I'll review and send it to purchasing to be ordered. Purchasing would then contact you regarding the specific product order.
Dr. Jones works through the online purchasing documents and submits the requests, which are eventually routed to Patty Purchasing, who is eager to help.
Hi, Dr. Jones. We received your requisitions for office supplies and the video recorder equipment. We are processing the office supply requests, but we would like to set you up with our office supply vendor so you can place your office supplies online going forward. Once you complete the order, it will be sent automatically to purchasing for approval and then to the vendor for fulfillment.
Now that sounds very efficient.
Switching gears to the video recorder equipment, we have reached out to 5 vendors, including minority and women-owned business enterprises, to provide quotes on the requested equipment, and we will need you to provide written justification why the more expensive version of the recorder is needed versus one that is less costly. We also checked to see if this equipment was listed on the New York State contract listing where better pricing is available, but it was not. Once we receive that information and a vendor is decided, we will ask the vendor to complete various forms for the procurement record. You will receive a copy of the purchase order for your records. If you do not receive the equipment or any of your supplies after the requested date, please feel free to contact me so we can follow up for you.
Patty, thanks for explaining all that to me. It's very helpful.
Dr. Jones realizes he needs to get his project staff hired so the work can get started. Does anyone know where he should go for that?
Hi, is this the Human Resource Office?
Why, yes it is. Hi, I'm Henrietta. How may I help you?
Hey, I'm Dr. Jones. I need to hire several graduate students and some regular employees as well. And as you may know, I conducted an approved search for the regular employees. But what's my next step, really, to get them hired?
First off, you need to meet with each employee and get the new hire packet completed. There are links and forms for everything you need to do right on our website.
Okay, well, that's good.
As you are probably aware, the Research Foundation has great benefits, and the employees may even be eligible for certain university benefits or privileges. They should help you to attract a good pool of candidates. Just be sure to have the employee complete the I-9 on or before their first day of work and in our office within 3 business days of their start date, so that we can e-verify them. Otherwise, we will be out of compliance, which could jeopardize your campus for future funding from the federal government.
Well, yes, I know that, and we'll certainly avoid that.
As you complete the new hire packets with your employees, please feel free to contact me with any questions you may have.
Okay, thanks for your help, Henrietta. I'll talk to you soon.
During the next few days, Dr. Jones works with Henrietta to finalize all the new hire paperwork.
Hey, excuse me, Henrietta. Do you have a few minutes?
Oh, sure.
Great. I have this new hire packets and, with the I-9s for you to e-verify, so I know you had me do that, but can you let me know when my employees should expect their first paychecks? They really need to be paid, and I need to know, when they should be looking for their paychecks. So if you'd let me know if I need to do anything further, that would be great. Also, I'll be back later because I just remembered I have summer salary on this project. All right?
Okay, I'll review the forms and I'll see if there is any more information we need. I'll also check with our labor distribution office, or LD as we call it, to ensure these appointments fit into your budget. Please let your employees know that they will be receiving important emails from our office concerning information on any benefits for which they may be eligible, as well as how to report their time, attendance, and leave accrual usage.
Well, thanks, Henrietta. That's great, and I'll see you soon.
Well, thanks, Dr. Jones.
All right.
My pleasure. Wait, Dr. Jones. Have a seat.
What's going on?
I see that one of your graduate student hires is in the U.S. on a student visa. This means they will need to meet with one of our specialists, or visa specialists. We call her Cheryl Supreme, or Visa Queen, to ensure to have your paperwork and authorization before they can begin working. Here is her card. Please have them contact her for an appointment.
Okay. I will have the student come in as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jones.
Henrietta calls Lori in the LD office.
Hello?
Hi, Lori. We got new hire packets from Dr. Jones. As you know, he's relatively new to the RF research, so we have a question we need your help with. One of the appointments is for a student, but without being enrolled full-time, they won't be able to be hired into a student title. Can you check the budget to see if there is room for regular hire? If they cannot enroll full-time, we'll need to advise the PI accordingly.
Let me take a look for you. What's the account number? All right. It looks like Dr. Jones's account doesn't have room to move this employee to regular classification. Hopefully they can become a student because it looks like their salary budget is relatively strict.
Thanks. I'll be sure to let Dr. Jones know. Hi, Dr. Jones. We have now fully reviewed your new hire packets and have some questions. One of our graduate students is not enrolled full-time, either 9 credits or the 899 doctoral credits. A requirement to classify them into a student title with the lower fringe rate benefit. I did check with LD and there is no room in the budget to hire them into a regular title. So please, check to see if they plan to roll full-time. Otherwise, we may have to wait to hire them for a semester when they are enrolled full-time. Additionally, minimum wage increased from the current $9 per hour to $9.70 an hour effective December 31 per New York State Department of Labor law. So you need to reflect this in your budget.
Oh, yes. Thanks a lot, Henrietta. Yeah, I'll do that. Also, I will speak with the student to make sure he enrolls for the full 9 credits, and I'll just adjust his salary to reflect that new minimum wage. Okay, so thanks, and thanks for pointing all that out to me. All right, so long.
Lori has reviewed Dr. Jones' new account, and because the PI is a SUNY faculty member working on his grant during the academic year, his effort needs to be charged to the RF account. This process is called release time or course buyout. Lori reaches out to the PI.
Hi, Dr. Jones. I'm Lori from Labor Distribution. How are you? Great. It looks like because you're a SUNY employee, we need you to fill out a time release form. Since your project funds are running through the Research Foundation, we need the release form so that your dean or chair may approve releasing you from your SUNY obligation while you're working on your project. The budget also indicates that you'll be putting in 20% effort throughout the 3 years of your project.
That sounds like the course buyout.
Oh, yeah, that's the same thing. Just fill out, sign the form, get it approved by your dean or chair, and I'll be able to approve or process the 20% effort on your project.
Hey, thanks, Lori. That is really helpful. I promise I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks.
Time passes and Dr. Jones needs to share his work with colleagues across the nation, so he wants to attend a conference in Tucson for his area of research. Does anyone have an idea as to where he would go for this?
Hey, Gary. I need to travel to a conference on my project, so you're the one I can speak with about what I should do next?
Yes, I'm your post-award administrator contact. Our website has all the basic information you'll need, but let me ask you a few questions. Do you need to pay any registration fees?
I believe there's a fee, yes. Is there a special way to handle that?
Well, we can pay those directly, so you don't have to front the money. You can also book your flight through our travel agent, so you don't have to incur out-of-pocket costs for that. Will you be requesting advance to cover lodging and meals not provided by the conference?
Well, actually, a travel advance would be very helpful to me, but what do I need to do to get that?
Travel reimbursement request form can be found on our website. Complete the advance section on the form and send that to me. Then be sure to keep receipts for hotels, taxis, parking, and other travel costs when you reconcile the advance against costs for the entire trip. And remember to use the GSA rates to calculate per diems. We can go over this together if you'd like.
Okay, and remind me, GSA is an acronym for?
GSA rates are General Services Administration Travel Per Diem Reimbursement Rates that are approved by the federal government, and thus are the ones that the Research Foundation use to reimburse travelers on research projects.
Okay. I also need to hire an independent contractor and purchase a computer for data analysis. So can you help me with those too?
Yes, I can help you with that. First, you'll need to complete an independent contractor prior approval paperwork before making any commitments. Just ask for some basic information, such as the work the individual will be doing and why they were selected. The paperwork should be sent to HR for their review. They will make sure that the person does not have any affiliation with UAlbany or the Research Foundation already, in which case they'll likely have to be hired as an employee. Please also provide their resume outlining their qualifications and justification for rate of pay. Regarding the computer, I don't see it listed in the budget. Let me check with Rhonda, your RA, to make sure you don't need prior approval, and I'll confirm there's budget enough flexibility with Francine, the financial reporter. I'll also give Patty in purchasing a heads up.
Damn, that's a lot to do, but thanks. I'll wait to hear from you then.
Gary emails Francine, who stops by his office to talk with him.
Hi Gary, I saw your email in regards to the budget flexibility with the computer purchase. I noticed the contract has 10% budget flexibility. Although it's not a budgeted item, the budget states that these types of purchases would fall under the supply line. We have $25,000 budgeted for supplies, so as long as we don't exceed it by $2,500 and stay within the total budget, we should be okay. Just be aware that the printing and mailing charges are being reported in the supply line as well, even though they fall under general services on our system. So we'll need to keep a close eye on expenditures to make sure we don't end up needing a budget modification.
Okay, thanks. That sounds good. I'll let the PI know, and also keep track of the extra expenditures in the line item.
Meanwhile, Francine, the financial reporter, has been reviewing the fully executed contract in order to meet the reporting and invoicing requirements.
I know that each sponsor has their own reporting and invoicing guidelines, which must be followed. Most accounts are cost reimbursable, in which case we are paid based on actual costs incurred. For these accounts, invoices could be due either monthly or on a quarterly basis, but some accounts are fixed price, which were paid a fixed amount to perform the scope of work outlined in the contract. These can be invoiced at the execution of the contract, at the contract term, or based on a deliverable schedule. Another popular account type is a letter of credit, or LOC, which is the primary method of payment used by large federal sponsors, such as the National Science Foundation, NSF, or the National Institutes of Health, NIH. These sponsors use a payment management system through which money is drawn down electronically on a quarterly, semi-annual, or annual basis throughout the life of the award.
Francine, the financial reporter, has reviewed the terms of Dr. Jones' contract and reaches out to the sponsor for clarification.
Good morning. This is Francine from UAlbany Research Foundation, and I'm working on the financial reporting for Dr. Jones's project. In reviewing the contract, I noticed that the reporting requirements weren't well that clear. In section 8.1 of the contract, the invoicing requirements state that a monthly invoice is to be completed by the 15th of the month. However, in Appendix B, a list of deliverables is stated with corresponding amounts. Could you please clarify how this contract should be invoiced?
Hi, Francine. Thank you for your question. This contract is considered cost reimbursable. Thus, we require a monthly invoice submitted by the 15th of each month. Invoices should be reported on our specific invoice format, which can be downloaded from our website.
Francine, financial reporter, realizes that to meet the requirements of the sponsor, she will need detailed labor cost information.
Hello? Hi, Lori. The sponsor requires that we provide salary verification or effort reporting on each invoice. Would you be able to provide this information for me in order to complete the invoice?
Absolutely. I just need a copy of your grant summary or invoice detail report that corresponds with the invoice and the sponsor form. Once I receive that, I can get it back to you by this week.
Great. Thanks so much.
Okay, no problem. Bye.
Most sponsor awards have both financial and technical reporting requirements. Usually, PIs know when reports are due and our system has a way to track that for them. However, sometimes a reporting deadline is missed.
Hi, Indy. I was copied on the late notice you were sent for your quarterly technical report from the sponsor. Could you please let me know when you have submitted the required report?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry about that. I must have missed the email, so I promise as soon as I can, I'll send that sponsor confirmation to you. Okay? Thanks.
More time passes and the award gets renewed for an additional 5 years due to the amazing results that have been produced. Now the final end date of the award is only 90 days away, and it's time to begin the closeout process. Reminders are sent to Dr. Jones to ensure he is wrapping up the activities, that all the charges are on the account, and that he is preparing any required final reports for timely submission. After 8 years of thorough research, the project is considered a complete success, and Dr. Jones learns that his research is helping the company move forward with getting the product to market. So we return to find the PI working with Tanya in the Technology Transfer Office.
Hey, hi Tanya. Haven't seen you in a while. I've been involved, as you know, with that research for LifeGen to evaluate and improve its products to enable eternal life. Well, I'm wondering if the work is patentable. Since my research was integral to LifeGen's success, I am entitled to share in the profits, if I remember what you said. So how can you help me? Should I try to renegotiate with them, or is everything set?
First of all, congratulations on this fantastic work. The goal of university technology transfer is to enable our technology to have an impact on human health and welfare. Major life extension will change the course for all humankind. If you kindly complete this new technology disclosure form, my team will perform an assessment to determine if your work is patentable and marketable. If I remember correctly, we gave LifeGen an option to your technology in the research agreement a while back. So our team will handle the reporting and compliance obligations to open the option, and if our assessment indicates that your work is patentable and LifeGen agrees that it's truly essential to their product, then we'll work with LifeGen to negotiate a license agreement that may provide a share of their profits to the university. You'll be entitled to share approximately 40% of any income the university receives from LifeGen. We look forward to working with you.
LifeGen agrees that Dr. Jones' work is essential to its product, takes a license, and shares 5% of its net sales with the university. Dr. Jones enjoys his royalty checks, but more so is content and grateful that his work has forever changed the trajectory of the universe. The project has been a huge success, and Dr. Jones is already looking for another research opportunity to further his reputation and enhance the university's prestige within the field. Go Indy, and may a new grant life cycle begin.
We hope you found this program helpful, and thanks for watching. Please take 2 minutes to complete the exit survey. If you registered in advance, it'll be emailed to you now. And if you did not register in advance, the link is available on the live stream page. The next Learning Tuesday program is scheduled for February 7th and is entitled Records Retention. It'll be led by RF General Counsel Chris Ashley. Learn more about this program and all other upcoming Learning Tuesday programs on the RF website. Thanks again, and have a great day.